A battle-hardened army sergeant commands a Sherman tank and her 5-man crew on a deadly mission behind enemy lines. This is my review of Fury. Originally, this movie was supposed to come out during November, either the weekend before Mockingjay Part 1 came out or the weekend of Mockingjay Part 1. And I'm guessing either the studio or the people that were making Fury thought to themselves, yeah, we should probably push it up ahead so that we can make as much money as possible. So Fury came out in October and I saw it with my dad, and I have to tell you guys that I thought Fury was a good movie. The good points. The best thing about this movie is probably going to be the acting by the 5 main actors of this movie, which include Brad Pitt, Shia LaBeouf, Michael Pena, John Bernthal, and Logan Lerman. So Brad Pitt, Michael Pena, Shia LaBeouf, and John Bernthal are acting as these soldiers that are hardened and grizzled up. And throughout the movie I thought to myself, yeah, these are like real life, hardened and grizzled soldiers. While Logan Lerman is the new person that comes into their tank squad, because the person that was in the original tank squad got killed. So Logan Lerman takes his place, and really he's sort of a pacifist in a way. And he's a person that hasn't really gone around a tank or has been inside a tank because he was meant to do something else, but for some reason he got transferred into the tank squad. And I thought that throughout the movie you could tell that he was terrified at moments, and angered at moments, and saddened at moments. And the same thing goes with the 4 other actors, because at moments you can tell that they're saddened, and at other moments you can tell that they're confused, and you can see that. So this movie is directed by David Ayer, and he did a really good job with his directing, especially with the battle scenes that were in this movie. Because David Ayer basically showed how visceral a battle can be. And not just any battle, but a tank battle as well. But the battle at the end is basically the tank crew versus a few hundred German soldiers. And I thought that was the best battle because it had this really dark tone to it. And it just showed how many casualties can happen during a single battle during a war. And like I said, how visceral a battle can be. While during the tank battle scene, even though it is dark as well, I thought that David Ayer did a good job of showing how communication and strategy works during tank battles. And as for the rest of the scenes in this movie, I thought that David Ayer did a good job of having this dark tone to this movie. Even though at moments there shouldn't have been a dark tone because of the scene, I still thought it was good that he still had that dark tone. Because I thought that David Ayer was trying to tell us that war corrupts everything. Next, I'll have to say that the editing was good, except for this one section of the movie, which I'll get to later. But as for the rest of the movie, I thought the editing was done well because it was pacing the movie along, and I didn't really feel like there shouldn't have been anything cut out of the movie, except for this one section that could have been worked on. The costume and production designs did a good job of making me feel like I was in World War II during this period. The sound design was good as well because I thought I was in the middle of these battles and I thought I was hearing actual bullets whizzing by my ears. And I felt like I was inside the tank throughout the entire movie. Even though I said that the movie had this dark tone and dark look to it, I still thought that it looked visually stunning in a way. Because I thought at least that the movie was shot well throughout. Like I said before, I thought that the acting by Brad Pitt, John Bernthal, Shia LaBeouf, and Michael Pena made them seem like they were hardened, grizzled soldiers, but I thought the makeup also helped them as well. Because once you see these guys on screen, they look all grimy and dirty, and seem like they've been through a lot. The final good thing I have to say about this movie is some of the writing. Because there are some aspects of the story development and the character development that I liked, and I thought that the dialogue was good as well. The bad points. Like I said before, I thought there was this one section of the movie that could have been worked on, and that section I can't really get into in a way, but I'll say that the movie was good with the pacing because it was going fast, but then it was like a car. It came to a complete stop, it smashed its foot on the brake, and it was squeal, stop. And I understand what this scene was trying to do, and I'm not really going to get into it, I'm not going to spoil it because it's just a small thing. Well, actually, I guess I wouldn't say it was small because it was 20 minutes long. But anyways, I know what this scene was trying to do. I know it was trying to have some character development with the crew, but I just felt it was too slow, and then after this 20-minute scene happens, it just goes back to its pacing that I was doing before. And during that 20-minute period, I felt a little bit bored. And I was actually getting just a little bit sleepy also. But the film brought me back when I was doing the pacing that I was doing before. I found the writing to be bad at moments. But the part of the writing that I didn't like And this isn't spoiling anything since this happens as soon as Logan Lerman's character comes into the movie for the first time and until the final battle happens. But the characters played by Brad Pitt, Michael Pena, Shia LaBeouf, and John Bernthal are picking on Logan Lerman's character because he's a new guy and everything. And he hasn't seen the things that these guys have seen. And they're picking on him because Lerman's character is a person that can be easily picked on. And he can't do anything about it, really. And I know that happens sometimes when, like, hardened soldiers are picking on a new guy. But the four characters were, like, going full out picking on him. Especially John Bernthal's character. And again, this isn't really spoiling anything either. But 5 minutes before the final battle happens, Logan Lerman's character and John Bernthal's character have this discussion with one another. And basically what Bernthal's character says is that he's sorry that he and the rest of the crew are picking on him. And that Bernthal's character knows that Lerman's character is a good guy. And I think the reason I didn't like the four characters picking on Lerman's character was because it rubbed me off the wrong way. Especially when Bernthal's character says later on that he knows that Lerman's character is a good guy. Well, if you knew that he was a good person, then why are you picking on him? Another thing that I have to say about the writing that I didn't like is that Logan Lerman's character, like I said, is sort of this pacifist in a way. But after this one single incident, he flips the switch and sort of becomes a killing machine in a way. And after that point, it was like, okay, that was a little bit out of nowhere. Even though you understand the reason in a way why he flipped the switch, but it seemed like he flipped it too fast. Like I said, I saw this movie with my dad. My dad gives this movie a 2.75 out of 4 stars, while I give it a 3 out of 4 stars. I thought that this was a good war movie, and I think you should definitely check it out once it comes out on DVD and Blu-ray. I thought that had great acting, great directing, and for the most part, great editing. And the movie just felt like you were set in World War II. But there's this one section of the movie, like I said, where it slows down a bit, and the writing sort of rubbed me off the wrong way. So that was my review of Fury. Hope you guys liked it, and other than that, guys, that's it.